director in your life?
How did I get started?
Yes. What change have you when you first drawing, or first comics, manga?
Yeah, well, when I first started drawing, I was very young, you know, and like every kid, I had coloring books and things like that.
Yes.
And, but even when I was young, you know, instead of coloring in the coloring books, I didn't like to color in them because then once I colored on it, I couldn't trace it. And one thing I used to like is putting the paper over the coloring book and tracing the characters, right? Those were my first drawings. And but I think, you know, that I have this thing where if I draw something one time, I can always remember it. So even when I was tracing things, I didn't realize it, but I was learning how to draw even at a young age. And so when I was in school, I always drew a little better than my friends. They were the ones that said, "Hey, can you draw Spider-Man on my skateboard or on my book?" You know. And I just liked it, you know, it was what I did when I got in trouble and I went to my room. That's okay, I just draw, or my friends were outside playing. It was raining outside, whatever. It's fine, I like to stay inside drawing all the time. And you know, I played video games a lot too. That was the two things I did. And, you know, eventually, my grades were so bad in school. I didn't do good on tests. All I did was draw all day. I didn't study. And so I think art was the only option I had, to be honest. And luckily I went to a school in New York City. They had a program with a lot of different companies throughout the city, and one of them was Marvel. And basically you work there for the school year, and you get school credit, but you're doing, you know, work, professional work. So I did this program, and while I was there, I showed my work to people. And it was terrible. It's bad. But I kept trying, and I kept making friends. And one day they gave me a shot, and I really loved it. And I worked hard to get better. I talked to every artist that came there. I got advice, and they really helped me. I really owe a lot to that whole experience. And they always said, "Hey, finish school. When you're out of school, you're going to come work here." And I thought, yeah, they're just being nice. But really, as soon as I got out of school, I started working for Marvel full time. I worked on Excalibur. I did the Deadpool series, X-Men, several years, and then I left Marvel and did my own series, Battle Chasers, which came out in France actually too, and in Germany, a lot of countries in Europe, and then I did Ultimate Series 3. I returned to Marvel to do the third Ultimate series, and really, I mean, I've been drawing my entire life pretty much, and you know, at that point, I had done comics for so long, and I became a partner in starting a video game company, Vigil Games, and that's where I am today. I'm the creative director, one of the founders, and, you know, studio directors.
It's you who the drawings in the video game, or it's another person who give advice?
It's both. You know, most of the early characters, early on we were so small I had to do everything, right? I was the art director, but I was also the only concept artist, right? And you know, as the team grew, I became more and more of a director and just working with other people to get the visuals, you know, style. You know, I wish I could draw all day long. That's my favorite thing to do still.
Yes.
But, you know, I still get to draw plenty. You know, a lot of the characters that are in the game are done by me, not all of them. We have an amazing art team. I'm almost getting to the point where I enjoy seeing their stuff better than mine, so, you know, I have no problem giving it up to these guys.
And which inspiration of the design of your characters in the video game? It's inspiration from the methodology, or on monsters that you already draw, or it's simply your imagination.
It's all imagination, you know. It's a mixture of you know, just what do you want to draw that's going to excite people, and also what role does it fulfill in the game? You know, is it a guy that's really hard to beat? Is he easy? Does he use weapons, or does he use magic or whatever? And you figure out all the, you know, maybe he's on fire, and if you touch him, you go on fire. And so you figure out what the gameplay function is, and then you start just doing, you know, maybe you might do 10 drawings and one of them is good and throw everything else away. Sometimes it's 30, you know, or sometimes it's just one. A lot of the characters, first one goes right in the game. It really depends on the character, but it's a fun process.
The version of Darksiders is not finished yet. When the video game is sold?
It'll be out all over the world in January, the first week of January.
Okay. And the version, the different version of the Darksiders is PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 and another
at the same time.
And PC, no PC for the moment.
There's nothing announced, I believe, on the PC, but I would be surprised if there wasn't a PC version later on.
Later?
Later.
And it's in simple conversion or with growing improvements? Or simply you take the version of the PS3 and you make the version of PC without...
it's the same exact version, no difference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.